Hi everybody, it is time for a solving equations drill. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, and this is for Math Enrichment 8. Okay, so go ahead and take out a piece of paper, write this as your title, and then I'm going to give you 5 equations. So pause this if you need a minute to write that down, and then resume it once you've written it down. Okay. So here are the 5 equations. What I'd like you to do is write them down, spread them out, giving yourself plenty of room on your paper. And I want you to try them on your own first. So go ahead and write down each of those equations. I would just pause this and give yourself space, and then go ahead and work them out and solve for x in each case. And when you're done, I want you to go ahead and turn this back on, and I want you to check your work and make corrections as necessary. So we'll do the problems together after you have tried them on your own, just like we would do in class. Okay, so go ahead and pause this and work out the problems, and then hit play again once you've done that. Okay, so we're back. Here's number 1. 8x plus 5 equals 6x minus 17. So most of you I know would usually go for, we want to look at the x's. We've got x's on both sides. We've got an 8x over here and a 6x over here. Oh, let me get rid of that. I don't want you to think I'm dividing. Okay, so most of you would probably want to get rid of the 6x. And so we'll do that by, since it's a positive 6x, use a negative 6x. Line it up under the x's, and then a big line across for totaling up. So 8x minus 6x gives us 2x. We bring down the plus 5 equals. On the other side, we have 0 and we have 6x minus 6x. And we bring down the negative 17. Okay, now we can focus on the left side of the equation, the one where the x is. And the thing that's over there with the x's is plus 5 for ones. So we're going to need to use a negative 5 on both sides to get rid of that plus 5 on the left. So on this side, we bring down our 2x, and then our positive 5 and negative 5 make 0, so nothing else is there. On the right-hand side, make a scoreboard, because if you have a mistake, this is probably where it is. So 17 goes on the negative side. 5 is also on the negative side. Altogether, you have 22, and it's still negative. So negative 22. So just you keep using that scoreboard. It's going to help you. And then last, we need to get the x alone. So we're going to divide by the coefficient of x, which is 2. Remember, the little bar here, the little fraction bar, means division. So these cancel out and make 1. So 1x, or x, is equal to a negative divided by a positive makes a negative, and 22 divided by 2 makes 11. So the answer to the first one is 11. Let's try the next one. Okay, remember, you're making corrections as you go. So you already have this on your paper. Let's go ahead and get started. We want to look at our x values first. We have x's on both sides of the equal sign. Most of you probably went and got rid of the smaller amount of x's, the 4x. So to get rid of positive 4x, we need to use a negative 4x. And we need to do that on both sides. Big line across to total up. So 9x minus 4x is going to give us 5x. Bring down the negative 25. Put our equal sign on the line here. 4x minus 4x is 0. And bring down the 5. On the left-hand side, along with the 5x's, we have negative 25. We need to get rid of that negative 25. So we're going to use a positive 25 to do that. Put a positive 25 on the other side also. Big line to total up. And that's going to give us 5x on the left equals 30 on the right. Last, we'll divide by the coefficient of x, which is 5. So that gives us x equals 6. So again, make any corrections you need to in your work. The second one comes out to 6. Here's number 3. Again, most of you probably got rid of the smaller number of x's, so you probably got rid of the negative 2x. by using a positive 2x. Put that positive 2x on both sides. Big line for total up. So negative 2x and positive 2x makes 0. Bring down the 2. Put your equal sign on the line. 8x plus 2x makes 10x. And bring down your positive 42. Okay, let's look at the side that has the x on it, the right side. And over there with the 10x, we see a positive 42. So we want to get rid of that positive 42, those ones, with a negative 42. And let's use negative 42 on both sides. Okay, on the left, let's make a scoreboard. So the 2 is positive, the 42 is negative, so the negatives win. This answer is going to be negative, and they win by 40. On the right-hand side, we end up with just 10x. And then the last thing we do is divide by the coefficient of x, which is 10. And where small line means, little fraction bar means division. So a negative divided by a positive makes a negative. We get negative 4. And on the right-hand side, 10 divided by 10 is just going to make 1. Let's cancel. And so we get 1x or x. So x is equal to negative 4. Next one, we are going to probably subtract the 4x. Most of you probably did that. Again, you can do it either way, but I'm trying to pick the way that I think most of you would go for, and that would just make things a little simpler. So 12x minus 4x makes 8x. Bring down the negative 16 equals, we've got 4x minus 4x, that's 0. Bring down the other positive 16. On the left-hand side, we have 8x and the negative 16. We need to get rid of that negative 16. We're going to add 16 to both sides. So on the left-hand side, we get 8x. And on the right-hand side, 16 plus 16 makes 32. Okay, and then divide by the coefficient of x, which is 8. And so x is equal to 4. Okay, last one, almost there. Most of you probably used the 4x. So subtract 4x from both sides. 7x minus 4x is going to give us 3x. Bring down the negative 11. That makes 4x minus 4x makes 0. But bring down the positive 4 that's still there. Okay, over on the left is where we have our x's, and we also have a negative 11. Let's get rid of the negative 11 by adding 11 to both sides. Big line for total up. We get 3x equals 15. Divide by the coefficient of x, which is 3. You get x is equal to 5. So how'd you do? Did you put down how many you had out of 5 correct from the beginning?